Hey guys, this is Sam here and happy 4th of July. I hope you guys are having an awesome day with your family and friends. And since I started my live streaming yesterday, I wanted to make sure that I make this quick video, make a quick live stream so I don't lose the momentum. So just want to take a few minutes to say hi and I hope that you guys are having a blast, okay? I mean, not literally, but in this place, Fremont, where I live, they don't even allow any fireworks. So we are kind of bummed about that. So we might drive down to a neighboring city where it's allowed and maybe see some fireworks there. My kids are kind of anxious to go and do that. So, anyways, I just wanted to come online, and just speak to you about how blessed I feel to be in this country. I really am so grateful to be here, especially from where I'm coming from. There are so many things. I really believe that God has blessed America so much. There are little things that we take it for granted. They are like literally luxury in other countries. For example, I remember, I didn't know what it felt like to take a hot shower. And when I came here, that's the first thing I experienced. And I was literally taking a shower 4 or 5 times a day because I was just blown away what it felt like. And I still remember my first phone call that I made to my parents. I told them, Mom and Dad, you would not believe, you turn the tap to the left and it gives you hot water, and when you turn the tap to the right, it gives you cold water. It's just so amazing. I was just blown away. So little things like that, things that we just take it for granted, they're luxury really in other countries, and God has really blessed this country so much. And we should never take anything for granted and really be grateful for what we have here and cherish it every single day. So today, I was the 4th of July. I was actually thinking about my journey to the US, the first time I came here, and I'll give you a quick testimony about it, how it all happened. It's just amazing, actually, incredible story. So as some of you know, that I was born and raised in India. But growing up, I always had big dreams. I wanted to live a certain lifestyle, and I knew that I always heard that America is the land of opportunities, right? So growing up, my biggest goal was to come to this country, and I knew that I didn't have any relatives or any friends or any connections to this country. And I knew that it would have to be on my own merit and by the grace of God. Those are the only two things that's gonna get me here. So growing up, I worked really, really hard. I was really so laser focused on coming to the US. Like every single thing I did it with that one goal in mind, that I have to get to the US. And I worked really, really hard, growing up. And I remember when after graduating from my college, when I completed my engineering in 1995, I started working a job, and I would just go to work, and all day I would work and then come back home, and I had to take 2 bus rides and 2 train rides to get to my work. But I was so focused that none of those obstacles or hardships actually slowed me down. And I would come home and I would lock myself up in the room, and I would just be in the presence of God. I would be on my knees, and I would be praying and worshiping and reading the word and just asking God to open doors for me to come to the United States. I would just spend so much time, and I would just those days there was no internet. And then, so I would, all I had was newspapers, so I would subscribe to an English newspaper, and I would go through the job requirement sections, and I would look at all the jobs that's available in the US, and I would, by post, by mail, physical mail, I would apply, send in my resume to all these jobs that were available, to the US, and just hope and pray that someone is gonna, you know give me some response. So that's what I would keep doing it, and I would not hear anything from anyone, but I would just keep doing it persistently, and I would keep preparing myself to be here, like studying the language, practicing, reading in English books and watching English movies, and trying to, grasp the way to communicate and things like that. So I would just stay focused, and I would just come home and pray and pray and pray and just keep praying. And I remember that one day I was on my knees praying to God, and I remember that God clearly spoke to me. I just heard this voice in my head. It was clear that it was God speaking to me. And any of you who know what I mean, if you are intimate with God, and if you spend time in the presence of God, you can distinguish between the voice of God or your own emotions. So I was convinced that that was God speaking. So anyways, I heard that noise, and I heard that voice, and I heard God speak to me, and he told me that in 3 years time I'll take you there. 3 years. I clearly heard that. Okay. So I made a note of that. And, I, at the time I was excited, but I was still like, I wasn't, sure how it's all going to happen. So anyways, 3 years is a long time. I went about doing my work. I went about, all the things that I used to do back then. And, kept applying, and over the course of 3 years, I kind of forgot about it, but I kept applying, and one thing led to another, and doors started to open up. I started to get these phone calls, responses, and I would excuse me, I actually, got selected by 3 different companies from 3 different countries, actually, 2 from the US itself. And then I prayed, and, God gave me peace about accepting one of the jobs. And, I was selected, and they sponsored my work visa and asked me to come on here. And so anyway, to cut the long story short, it was October 10th, 1999. I still remember that day like it was yesterday. I was in the airplane, and I was about to land in San Francisco. So plane was on, over San Francisco city, and it was night time. And I looked out the window, and it was so beautiful. The city lights just took my breath away. I never saw anything like that in my life, and it was like a dream. And then plane landed in San Francisco International Airport, and the captain, he came on the pilot, he came on the intercom, and he welcomed us to the United States of America, and he welcomed us to San Francisco. And he said, today the local time is so and so, October 10th. And the moment he said that, it just hit me. It just hit me that the day, October 10th, and 1999 it was. And I thought back, and I, remembered my note, and it was exactly 3 years to the day when God spoke to me that I'm going to take you to US. It was, he wasn't off even by a single day. 3 years to the day when he spoke to me that I'm going to be in the US. So imagine, landing to the country of your dream. And the first thing that you realize is that it's God who has brought you here, and just the confirmation. And it was just amazing to me. And so anyways, I wanted to tell you that little bit of testimony about how I came here. And I really don't take anything for granted. I've been so blessed ever since I came here. This country has given me so much, my wife, my kids, my job, and now my business, and everything. I'm really grateful for every little thing that I'm blessed with here, and I don't take anything for granted. The freedom that we have in this country, I don't take it for granted. Yeah, there. I mean, seriously, guys, there are countries where you have absolutely no freedom of worship. I know there's in India there's a state where there's so much persecution towards Christians. It's they nicknamed it as a graveyard for Christians. I know the stories of missionaries and pastors being burnt alive, and the freedom that we have here. I know that, every country has its own flaws, but in the midst of all that, the goodness in this country, it's just amazing. The generosity of people, it's just amazing to me. And I'm so, so thankful. Every single day, I'm grateful to be here. And I believe America is the greatest country in the history of the world. I don't make that statement lightly. Coming from another country, I just know it's just amazing. More I read the history, more I read the Constitution, it just blows my mind. So anyways, I hope that you guys be appreciative of what you have here, and be thankful to God, to be blessed with being here in this country. And other thing I wanted to tell you about was, yeah, you can literally accomplish anything in this country with hard work, perseverance, and faith in God. I know that there's so many stories after stories after stories. You can accomplish anything anywhere, but in the US especially, I believe that if you put in hard work and go after your dreams and your passion, you can accomplish anything. But you have to be passionate about what you do, because like I mentioned yesterday, the entrepreneurship is really a roller coaster ride. I did not realize it until I actually took this journey, and it is a roller coaster ride. And there are literally days when I just want to give up, when you face closed doors day after day, when things don't go the way you expect them to go, and it's just people fall short of your expectations. And so it's such a roller coaster ride, and there are days that I don't want to grind and I just feel like giving up. But then I remember I look at my kids, and I remember the sort of legacy I want to leave for them, and the lifestyle that I want to build for them. And that keeps me going, but also my passion, because if you're not passionate about what you're doing, when you face hardships, you are not gonna be able to push through that. When you hit the wall, you're not gonna be able to push through that. You might do that up to some extent, but at some point, if you keep hitting the wall, you will give up. But if you're passionate about something, if you're chasing after your dreams, then that will keep you going. When you hit against hardship, if you're passionate about what you're doing, that will really carry you through that time. And also, of course, faith in God. For me, that's a big thing. For me, that carries me through everything. My absolute faith in God, knowing that He has my back, and He has, Jeremiah 29:11, where it says that, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm, plans to give you hope and future." So God's promises, my passion, my desire, and just the sense of gratefulness, it all keeps me going and keep pursuing my dreams, to go after my my goals that I have. And I'm just blessed. So just wanted to make sure that I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And I hope that you keep chasing after your dreams. Don't give up ever. You will be disappointed, you will run into a lot of hardships, but don't give up, because sometimes just when we face the most uphill battle is when your breakthrough is right around the corner. You just have to push through just that one more hurdle to see through your breakthrough. And so just keep going. I just want to encourage you for that, and look forward to playing some part in helping you succeed in your business if you are um, part of my academy. But otherwise also, love to chat with you guys. Drop in comments if you have any questions, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your 4th of July. And um, just be thankful to everything that God has blessed you with, okay? And I will talk to you guys later. Until next time, I'm going to leave you with this one awesome quote of the day that I came across. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I will talk to you guys later, okay? God bless. Take care. Bye.